Hello, this is Unknown Void Cat, and welcome back to another FTL video. Last video, I ended up falling right back into my good old pastime of getting cut off by the rebel fleet and dying. Though luckily this time, it was not a rebel, it wasn't a rebel fleet cutting me off in sector 1 or 2. It would have been embarrassing if there was yet another video where I died in sector 1, 2, or 3 because I got cut off by a rebel fleet and died to it. Luckily, that last video, it was a ship in sector 5 because of a bunch of rebel fleet ships that cut me off in sector 5 that did me in. So it wasn't as bad, but it was still pretty bad that I got cut off, especially because the reason why I got cut off and just destroyed by rebel fleet ships is because I was not paying attention to the event and actually sent my person to a slavery. Restart. The reason why I got cut off by the rebel fleet last video in sector 5 is because I completely did not realize just how disconnected the location I was going to was from the exit. I assumed, I saw when I hovered over the location that it didn't have a direct connection to the exit. But I assumed, yeah, it's not directly connected to the exit, but since it's so close to the exit, at least one of the locations next to it probably is connected to the exit. What I didn't know was that none of them were connected to the exits. In fact, they were about as far away as you could get from the exit, which ended up leading to me having to go back through rebel fleet controlled zones 4 times in a row, which my ship, I was doing decent at the time, so I was able to beat the rebel fleet a few times and not get killed by their anti-ship batteries and everything. But I couldn't do it 4 times in a row. I couldn't do it 4 times in a row because what ends up happening is at a certain point, you just get destroyed because, whenever you jump, you have to jump so suddenly from each rebel controlled zone to each rebel controlled zone without repairing. Because if you sit around to repair, you're going to keep getting attacked by the anti-ship battery that is there. So you have no time to just sit and repair, which means you're constantly going to all these fights where you're once again fighting the rebel fleet with its anti-ship batteries, or keep getting fought by them multiple times in a row without repairing a single time, because you don't have time to get repaired. Every single one of these locations has an anti-ship battery because you got super cut off, which obviously led to the end of that run. Though it wasn't the best run. It was definitely going decent. I mean, it got sector 5, which is a lot more than I can say for 80% of my videos. But I would say that the luck that run wasn't as good as other runs. I've had some runs where I'm constantly getting free items I can sell for way more scrap than I would get for a ship like I just right now. I'm pretty sure this heavy laser probably sells more than I would get just from beating this ship. I wasn't getting... Well, I think I was getting a good amount of weapons that last run. The one thing that made that run last video not as good was just I did not get any good shops. I just couldn't get a single shop that would give me the proper weapons I was looking for. Every shop either A, didn't sell weapons, or it sold just complete wrong weapons for what I'm looking for. It sold bombs when I'm not trying to do a bomb run. I was doing a laser run. What I want to do, because what I want to do is I want to do a bunch of burst lasers, because I realized that for me, with my level of multitasking skills, I can't hit focus at a bunch of things at once. Not when I'm not as skilled on this game yet. So what I realized what helped me, and what helped me get to the boss in one of my videos where I got to the boss, was using burst lasers. Because burst lasers require a little less multitasking. Because, for example, if you're using the pike beam, which technically I had, but it wasn't my main attacker. If you're using something like the pike beam requires that you're perfectly timing an attack with it right after the shields are down. which means you have to be making sure this weapon is ready to attack, no auto fire, it has to be ready to attack. You have to manually attack with it whenever shields are down, which means you have to be paying attention to the exact moments your lasers are knocking on the shields. This could be a problem though if, like, let's say an enemy ship is teleporting a bunch of intruders on board. Either having to deal with that, or they're teleporting intruders and they're launching missiles that are starting fires on their ship. That's multiple things you're having to like pay attention to. And if you stop paying attention to even one of those, that could start messing up like real bad. Like, for example, if you stop paying attention to the intruders, now the intruders are going to start blowing up systems and killing people and beating up other people in fights. If you don't pay attention to fires, well, now fires are, spread out of control, blowing everything up. If you don't pay attention to pike beam, now your pike beam's, missing shots, hitting shields and doing 0 damage, and you're not destroying the enemy's weapon system, so now you're taking a bunch of extra missile shots, which makes your fire system situation even worse. So I found out that, for me, using the burst lasers, which require a lot less paying attention to, you kind of set them to a system and they work. Like, there is still a little bit of micromanaging, obviously. You still, want to make sure you're targeting the right system, and sometimes you might want to move the lasers from one system to another if, that system's really destroyed and there's something else you need to target instead. There's still a little micromanaging, especially if you have different types of burst lasers. Like, if you have a burst laser 2 and a burst laser 1, those have, the burst laser 1, I think, is, a second faster, which means after a certain amount of time, after the battle's been long enough, the burst laser 2 and the burst laser 1 will start to get super unsynced. Like, the burst laser 1 will be firing when the burst laser 2 is only halfway ready to fire. This will end up meaning that you're wasting shots because they're constantly trying to get to the same shields because they're not firing at the same time. So they're wasting their shots. So you will need sometimes reset the burst laser 1 to be in sync, but not as much as with a pike beam where you always have to be manually firing it to make sure it doesn't get destroyed and do 0 damage. Plus, if you don't have a burst laser 2 and 1, if you just have 2 burst laser 2s that are the exact same weapon, you don't even have that problem. They can both fire at the same time because they're both burst laser 2s. They have the exact same cooldown. Which is why I was looking in my last video, I was looking to get 2 burst laser 2s, not a burst laser 2 and a burst laser 1. Unfortunately, I just wasn't as lucky as I would like. Also, the other reason why I want a burst laser 2 and not a burst laser 1 is because not only is the burst laser 1 out of sync with burst laser 2, which messes up your timing and stuff, it also is, so the burst laser 1 is 1 second faster, so it shoots better, it shoots more often, but even though it shoots more often, it shoots 1 less projectile, which makes it not worth it because a 1 second less cooldown is nowhere near worth losing an entire projectile's worth. So this ends up making the burst laser 1 just a lot worse. So I was really looking forward to trying to get a burst laser 2, but unfortunately, I don't know why, but every single video, which it hasn't been that many videos, but every video since the boss video where I've been trying to do a laser only run and just focus mostly all my power on lasers after the first 3 sectors. So the first sectors I'll use missiles, but after the first 3 sectors I'm going to start using only lasers. Whenever I try to do a run with that, no lasers appear in the shops besides maybe a heavy laser, but I don't really want a heavy laser because what I want is something that can get through shields. Because heavy lasers is cool and all, it does 2 extra damage, it fires a decent speed, but that means nothing if it's just completely unable to get through shields because it only shoots 1 shot. And later sectors you get 4 shields. You get enemy ships with 4 shields, so you really want that extra bullets. You want a laser that's shooting a lot of shots, or else you just can't deal with all the shields they have. Also, this gets even worse because not only do the later ships have extra shields, oftentimes they'll go from having defensive drones 1, which shoots down missiles. They'll start having defensive drone 2s, which not only shoot down missiles, they also can shoot down lasers as well, which I didn't know until like I fought a ship with it. And so that means like if you're barely able to get through shields regularly with the amount of lasers you have, the minute you fight a ship with a defensive drone 2, you're not going to get through shields at all because it's just going to shoot everything down unless you're lucky that it gets destroyed by a stray projectile. You're not going to be getting through shields if there's a defensive drone 2, and you're not, like if you're overkilling shields, you're going to get through it no matter what because the drones are going to destroy everything. It can't kill every projectile I have, but if you're barely getting through it, that thing's going to shoot down most of what you have. That's the reason why I want a lot of defensive, like burst laser 2s, which shoot a lot of projectiles. Each burst laser 2 shoots 3 projectiles at a pretty decent speed. So having a bunch of burst laser 2s helping me out would be real good. Plus, so talk about having a lot of projectiles. Technically, you might be able to say like, isn't there another burst laser that shoots 5 projectiles? The burst laser 3. I don't like that weapon. Like, despite the fact that it shoots a lot of projectiles, I feel like it's worse still than the burst laser 2, because yes, it shoots 5 projectiles instead of 3, but at least from my experience, it's so slow that it's nearly useless because it misses most of the time. So having 5 shots isn't worth it when it's that slow. Like, you could also say like, well, the burst laser 2 has 3 shots, doesn't it miss a lot of them? But missing 1 or 2 shots for the burst laser 2 is okay because it's a lot faster than the burst laser 3. So even if it misses 1 or 2 shots occasionally, because it shoots so much faster, it can make up for it. Plus, because it shoots faster, it's a lot better in emergency situations. By that I mean like, I've had situations with the burst laser 3 when I used it. I had a ship, after I shot the burst laser 3, I had the ship go, hey, the enemy ship's gonna run away, like you need to stop their piloting. And then by the time my burst laser 3 ever recharged enough to do anything and like knock down their piloting, the ship already ran. It already completely left the system by the time the burst laser 3 was ready to fire. So this ended up just making the burst laser 3 not good at dealing with emergency situations. Like when you need to real quick like switch, your target from this system to another system, that's real hard to do with the burst laser 3 because every shot is like an eon. So you're not able to switch targets as easily, which can be very bad when you're fighting like certain ships with a lot of different systems that you need to prioritize at different moments and different times. Oh, got a border. Let me be careful of that. Oh, it's just a single mantis. I don't really care about that. A single mantis can't do much by itself. Let me blow up his teleport so he can't just run away or something stupid. And he's dead. That's what he gets. Trying to mess my stuff up. Okay, blow up its shield. And man, this heavy laser is doing kind of good right now. Now, as I've said before, because it shoots only one thing, it probably won't be good later sectors. But I think the heavy laser is the same thing. It's kind of similar to a missile in that way. They're both pretty good early game because the enemy ships don't have that much defense and stuff. Like, ships don't have much defense drones, which is good for the Artemis missile. Ships don't have much shields, which is good for the heavy laser because it can do a lot of damage without having to worry about shields. But once you get into later sectors, these two weapons are going to take a real big hit due to the amount of defenses enemy ships start having. That's why you want something that can get through those defenses. Participate in study, free scrap. Well, I should probably disable my med bay so that I can get the engines on. Engage the pirates. But yeah, as you can probably guess from my whole rant there, my whole plan this video to get to the boss is I just want to get as many burst laser 2s as I get. Because I was able to beat the boss in the first phase, like the boss's first phase, and beat it one time, just having a burst laser 2, 2 burst laser 1s, and like a pike beam. Imagine how much better that'd be if instead of having like a bunch of burst laser 1s, if I had a bunch of burst laser 2s. Which, another thing that I completely forgot to mention is not only does the burst laser 1 have one less projectile, yet is only a second faster, it also is only, like, it also uses the exact same amount of power. Like, it uses 2 power despite shooting an entire shot less. So that's why, like, having a burst laser 2 is just way more cost efficient. Like, you're using the exact same amount of power for way more turns. Also, these missiles are messing me up so bad. This Zoltan is killing me right now. Ooh, not a fire. Well, actually, that's like an amazing place for a fire to start. Like, these are like this, and this is the best place to have a fire start. Because the fire starts here, literally you just open door, vent it all out, like nothing ever happened. Like, that is... What? Oh, he blew up? Oh, that's sad. Man, I lost a dude. I knew he was a super low health. I was literally thinking in my head, like, should I bring him to medbay? Like, I know that it'll take a bit of time for him to heal, and that means my weapons aren't going to be getting repaired as fast. But, like, he might get hit by a stray missile. What if he dies? And I should bring him to medbay? But then I thought, the likelihood of that happening is pretty low. I'm not going to do that. And it really did not pay off. Like, doing that really messed me up. I should have brought him to the med bay, considering, you know, he has red health, and that enemies have kind of shown that they really like to... The enemies have really shown that they really like targeting missiles right in my stuff. So I probably should have sent him to the med bay. But it's a bit too late for that now, unfortunately. It's a bit too late. Oh my god, they killed that guy too? Oh no, now who's gonna now I gotta send the NG to go repair O2. And now there's a fire in here that I can't watch. I can deal with it by fixing it. This is a very unfortunate situation that's happening right now, I gotta say. We should probably just jump. To be honest, yeah, let's just get out of here. Luckily, there's a shop nearby, so I'm just gonna heal up. But man, I thought that was gonna be an easy fight. Like, I'm surprised how bad that fight went. Like, usually, like that, and like, I know Zoltans can sometimes be a little bit annoying due to the fact that they can, like, they have that little green shield, which means you can't as quickly disable their systems, because you first have to whittle through their green shield. But it's usually, but for like sector, what is this? Like sector something, like 3 or 2. I'm surprised how much damage I was taking. Like, that's crazy. Also, is there any good weapons? No, unfortunately not. Yeah, but I need to go have these guys repair all the stuff real quick. Man. And it all happened because I just had to let that one dude die to a random missile. I'm surprised 2 people died in a row though. Like, in fact, honestly, I'm probably gonna buy somebody, because I think I have to buy somebody for extra stuff, because I do not have the amount of people. Like, 2 people aren't gonna cut it. Like, I need at least 3 people. 2 people just ain't gonna cut it. Okay, so this was the shields guy. So then this guy will go into weapons. Man, that was really unfortunate. I made a bit of an oopsie. And I should not have let my guy die to that missile so easily as he did. Oh my god, and another Zoltan ship right after us? Wait, is this a Zoltan sector and I forgot? You know, the reason why I see so many Zoltan ships, it might be because it's a Zoltan sector and I just forgot that it is one. Maybe that's the reason why there's so many Zoltan ships. The problem is I can't remember. I forget pretty quickly. I forget pretty quickly what sector I go to. Like, this might actually be a Zoltan sector, and that's why I'm seeing so many Zoltan ships this entire time. That might actually be the problem. Which, if that's the case, why did I go to Zoltan sectors? I've literally said multiple times in previous videos, yeah, it says down there, it's a Zoltan sector. I've literally said multiple times in previous videos that I hate Zoltan sectors because I hate dealing with green shields. I hate dealing with those shields because it makes it harder to, you know, deal with all of their little, their green shield. Like, dealing with their little, like, I can't remember the name of the green shield, what its actual name is, but I really don't like dealing with those shields. So I'm surprised I even went here. Probably because I wasn't paying attention, that's probably why. To be honest, that's the real answer. The real answer of why I went to the Zoltan sector is because I wasn't even realizing what it meant. Like, I probably just saw the word Zoltan, looked past it and said, oh, so this sector is green, that means it's civilian. That means there must be extra shops. Completely forgetting the fact that it said the word Zoltan, which means having to deal with all of those green shields. But it's fine. I'll make it back up. I'll get more people if I'm hopefully if I'm lucky with a good event. I just have to hope I get one of those events, you know, those events where it's like, oh, you have like some dude, you have like some slaver ship, and then like you beat up the slaver ship a bunch and they like give you a free dude in exchange for letting them surrender. Like, I just need to hope to get some of those events. Like any of the events where like you just get free people, I need those. Because I don't have no way for engines right now. I need a free engine person. Also, I've been seeing a lot more asteroid fields this video, I think. That isn't a dead end, is it? I didn't just go into another dead end. Ooh, another heavy laser. That's extra money to sell potentially later. Plus, even though it's not my favorite, I can use it for now. Like, it's still a bit of extra damage. It's better than nothing. It, in fact, is a dead end. Luckily, it's not too late, though. I can backtrack before I get cut off by the rebel fleet. It's just a bit unfortunate that I did end up walking into it. Like, it should have been an obvious dead end, but I wasn't paying attention. Okay, get these two ready. Man, that was a lot of missing there. Maybe missing a bunch right now. Also, I think the problem this run is I'm forgetting to heal people. Usually I know in my previous videos I often say like, always heal your people. Every time you finish a fight and you should always spend a lot of time healing your people because, you know, it's free. And, you know, it helps in case an intruder event happens. Yeah, I don't think I've been doing that as often. Maybe that might be the reason why I've taken so much damage. Or not why I've taken damage. The reason why my people are dying is I'm kind of forgetting that I'm supposed to, you know, actually heal your people so they don't get owned. That might be what the problem is. Where's the extra power from? Oh yeah, that thing. It's Zoltan. Ooh, a distress beacon. That's nice. Search the ship, and I take free 5 damage. That's unfortunate. Please repair this. NG. Giles, the NG. Please go repair the engines. Fix them up. And then return back to your position. And to the next place, which is a store. Tell me this is connected to exit, right? Okay. I gotta like remember to actually check. I don't want to like have a repeat of the last video, dude. I do not want to be walking right into a dead end that's nowhere near the exit. I gotta make sure I always pay attention. Do I want to get these people? Nah, I already have so many for shields. None of these are good. I think I'll buy a bit of fuel as well. Always make sure to buy some fuel just in case. You don't want to get stranded and get attacked by a bunch of rebel ships because you got no fuel. Okay, blow up both their shields and their O2. Oh man, they blew up my O2. They really blew up my O2. Boom. That guy got absolutely... Oh, that pirate bomber just got destroyed. Okay, Angie, return back to the shields. How close are you to leveling up? Not that close yet. I should get there before the rebel. Maybe. Actually, I might not be able to get there before the rebel fleet catches up to me. Distress beacon, send your crew and shuttle to put on the fire, or dock and try to rescue survivors. Oh, I got 15 scrap. Man, I was hoping that if I dock to rescue survivors, I was hoping that'd be an event that would give me like a free dude or something. I was really hoping I'd get somebody. I still need somebody to throw on the engines right now. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get cut off before I can get to the exit. Unfortunate, but this is only the 3rd sector, so the thing should still be pretty weak. Piloting. Have your pilot carefully explore the rebel, and I get 28 scrap and an anti-ship drone. I don't really want the drone, but it's free scrap if I sell it, so it's still good. Elite fighter. Okay, so I don't have to deal with the anti-ship battery, but I am gonna get like attacked. Okay, blow up there. Oh man, I didn't get... Ooh, they destroyed me there. Okay, this is a pretty higher level ship, that's why. Oh my god, this thing is killing me. This thing is brutal. This elite fighter is crazy. I did not know Sector 3 you'd be getting a rebel ship this strong. That thing killed me in seconds. I didn't stand a chance. Man, hopefully next video is gonna be the one where I actually get to the boss. It'll definitely be next video. Hopefully, maybe. Well, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and bye.